Let us don't waste time and today learn about one of the nice part in Arduino that we call it 7 segment. Then today topic is regarding the 7 segment. As you can see the figure of that here, and this part is one of the nice and applicable part that we have during our course, and I wish that today you learn it because I try to make it very simple in the sense that you can learn it fast and also use it also fast. For many applications there is no need to use the expensive liquid crystal or LCD. Meanwhile, I should tell you that for tomorrow lecture I will teach you LCD, but most of the application that we have, or so many applications that you can see, they are trying to have the less expense on displaying part. Um, there are lots of methods to display the data, but one of the famous and we can say low cost one is 7 segment, which it can use very nicely and indicate and the value or information for you. Even it has some limitation regarding showing the uh, some specific value, but it's using in various part and various um, place. Suppose all of you see the traffic lights. On traffic lights, they are using 7 segment to announce the drivers that um, how much time remain or when the lights become red or when it's become green. Okay, or so many parts for the timing. Most of the application that I can tell you it's for the timing, or so many module that you will see in the industry, they prefer to use 7 segment due to 2 parameters. That one we call it readability, which is much more than LCD part, and another part is that cost of the displaying part. Okay, these 7 segments, as I showed, one of them with the 1 bit or 1 digit here, they are in 2 types. One they call it common cathode, and another one they call it common anode. But why we call common cathode and common anode? This is something that we will talk today. Even in digital system design, I'm sure that your teacher tell you how to work with this nice element. Generally inside of 7 segment, there is 7 different LED that they capsulate and put it and form it with with the form of 8 shape. Okay, means the internal structure of both type is nearly same. The difference is polarity of the LED that people put in that. Okay, in common cathode 7 segment, one we use in most of our experiment, even for today experiment, all 7 LEDs plus the dot LEDs, which it's become 8 LED, have the cathode connected to pin 3 and pin number 8. And to use the display, we need the common connected ground to pin 3 and pin 8 and connect 5 volt to other pins to light it up. Let us see more about the internal circuits of common cathode and common anode. If you assume that we have 8 or 7 LED like that, if I make all the cathode part of my LEDs together, okay, I call it common cathode. And if I connect all the anode cathodes together, I can call it as the common anode. Okay. Then what's the difference between them? From application point of view or from showing the number point of view, there is no problem. From the consumption also, not much more problem. Just the logic to turning on and off the LED is different. I mean, for one type, if you send the one, that LED turn on, and if you send zero, that's become off. For other type, it's reverse. Means that if you send one, it's become off, and if you send zero, it's become on. Just be careful about this point. Okay, from the hardware point of view, you know that each seven segment has the LED which has the name. I mean A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and H. As some people will call it DP or dot point. All these in common cathode or common anode, there is no difference. There is some pinouts from that you can connect your Arduino board, or in the other board you can connect your LED to the to the Arduino board. Here uh, I show you the real picture for seven segment, which this experiment also we are going to do for today. But anyway, I show you how the real face of seven segment is, and also uh, if suppose I want to turn on the just a LED, I just should give one or zero to that LED, then it's become on, and rest of them will turn off. Okay, let us see more that suppose if I want to write number zero, which LEDs should turn on. You see that A, B, C, D, E, F should turn on, and number G or parts G should not. Or suppose if I want to turn on the uh, seven segment, in the sense that it shows the number A, uh, just showing the number one, you will see that just element B and C should turn on, or two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, and nine. You will see that. Then be careful. To showing the 0 to 9, we don't have any problem with 7 segment. But if I want to show some alphabet, what I should do? In that time, we have problem. I mean, if I want to show the capital A or capital uh, B, it's okay. But if I want to show a small a or small C, there is some problem. Also, if I want to show W or V, I cannot show. Even there are some other type of seven segment that people call it customized seven segment. They sort this problem, and with the help of them, also you can write all the alphabet. But for the regular uh, seven segment, still we cannot do. Okay, again you can see the internal circuits of the seven segment, and you will see that for common anode part, we are let me show you better. Yes, we have the part that we should connect it to the VCC, and for common cathode one, we have the part that we should connect to ground to give the 1 and 0 to the LEDs, and they become on. Even you can see the counting part and uh, parameters and character that you can show on 7 segment. Okay. This table is not something new. They teach you on DSD or digital system design subject that if you send the hex code, a specific hex code, any of them, it means that which part of my seven segments should turn on and which part should turn off. Suppose if I send the 7E for my seven segments, it means that the part G is turned off and rest of them are turned on, or which indicate the number of zero for me. And if I want to show the number nine, it's just I should send 7B to have. This table you can memorize, or you can extract it, means that you can write it. There is not difficult. Through the true table, you can do it very nicely, and it's not a difficult job. Okay, what we need for today work is just three elements. One is seven segment, one is Arduino board, another one is one breadboard. That uh, with a proper connection between these three elements, you can work with seven segment very nicely. Yes, some wire we need and some resistor, but main part is these three job. Let us see how we should do. Okay, the connection can be something like that. Suppose this is with the common cathode one, that that pin is connected to the um, VCC, and you will see that any elements of my seven segments with the resistor connect to Arduino and take one pin. Why? Because seven segment it's exactly like seven LED, but they put it in the shape that if you turn it on and off, it can indicate some numbers or some value based on your sending 1 and 0 to 7 segment. Then the hardware required is one 7 segment, one Arduino, breadboard, and wire jumper wire. Let us see it much more clearly. Here I show you the mega board, but with Ono that I show here, there is no different. You can also use the same, but we can have suppose this pin E from 7 segment can connect to pin number 1, D from 7 segment to 2, pin number 3 and 8 can connect to ground, and C can connect to number 4. Pin DP, nothing, no need to connect. Pin number 6, which indicate B, can connect to 3 of Arduino board. Pin 7 of 7 segment should connect to pin number 2, 9 to 7, 10 to 8. Is this pin fixed? To connect to Arduino, here you don't have any um, um, rule. You can change the pins from Arduino part, but from later job that I will tell you today, which we should use the library for 7 segment, that time you have some limitation that you should see. Then the wiring diagram is something that I show here for you, and you can see the wiring part, and it's nothing by 7 LED. Let us see how could be the code. Okay, code is also very simple. You can see here. First part, if you want to run the 7 segment, you should specify the mode of your pin. I mean, I should say that suppose the pin number 2, which is connected to my 7 segment, the mode of that pin is output. Pin number 3 also output. Pin number 4, pin number 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, it means that from the first part of coding the 7 segment, there is no difference between 7 segment and LED. Okay, but for the next part, it's also again as same as LED part. What I mean that in LED parts, if we want to turn the pin on, we are using the commands of digital write. Okay, here also you can use the same. You can select the pin and make that pin high, or select that pin and make that pin low. It will cause the pin to turn on and off. Here, what I have done, I knew that my pin is started from number 2 to number 8. Then I make a loop to turn on and off the 7 segments parts. This output of this program, it's exactly something that you see here, turning on and off the 7 segment part. And by this, you can learn how to turn off and on each segment of your 7 segment. For the first part, as I shown here, I will declarate the pin number 2 to pin number 9 and make the output pin as high, and then recall the delay. Sorry. Oh, wait. Yes. And for the second part, I will start to turn it off. Okay. After this, the pin which is turned on, it's become off in the mode or in the format of loop. One by one, it's turned on, and then one by one, it's turned off. This is the example number 1. As you can see, there is nothing or much more difficult things. It's exactly same as LED part. Let us see the example number 2. Now, after doing that, here even I show you what I have done with 7 segments. Uh, I will try to find 1 7 segment for you to run it and put as the practical part. Otherwise, I think in school, they start to prepare for the practical section for you. Anyway, you will see here that I'm going to show number 0 to number 8 on my uh, 7 segments with or showing in the counter mode. Means that I'm going to count up from 0 to 8 with the help of my 7 segment. Let's see what should be the code for that. Okay. Here I try, instead of using the loop, using the simple LED work or coding part. What I mean that first of all, I declarate the pin for my 7 segment as A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, G. Okay, H I didn't connect. And define that each pin is connected to which digital pin. Okay, means that int A equal to 2. It means that the digital pin number 2 is connected to part A of my Arduino. Second is B, third is C, 5, 6, 8, and 9. Then 9 pin of my Arduino part should declarate as the output, which I have done it here in the setup mode. As you can see here. Then what should I do for the next part? Now we will go to select the digit by written the function that I call it digit. Okay. And in digit, I will see the condition to display. Again, one by one, I will turn on my segment as digital high, means that I will recall the pin, make it on, recall the pin, make it high, recall the C, make it high, and then I have another function which I call it off. With this also, as you can see, I make A low, B low, C low. It means that all the pins should turn off. Then in the loop, I first display the digits for I and then turn it off. This program, as you see, little bit we are going to work with the advanced form of programming of Arduino. That if you read it, it's very simple and you can uh, do it very fast. It's not difficult. And as you have the good background with the C programming, it's not difficult for you. Even you can write it in very, very, very simple form that just call the pins, make it on, call the pins, make it off as the LED. It also works. But this, I try to give you some advanced form of programming, which may help for learning and also having the better programming skill for Arduino. Okay, one more example, let us see. Suppose in example number 3, I'm going to do the same job with the countdown and common cathode 7 segment. In this countdown, we will start from 9 with some delay to number 0. As you see, here first of all, I define the array. I know that A, B, C, D, E. If I want to show, suppose to show the number of 1, uh, just part A and B should turn on. If I want to show B, you will see that A, B, D, E, and G should be turned on to show the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that. It's a good habit. We call it lookup table or array method, which first you will define the parameter or character that you want to show. Okay. Then in the setup, what I have done, I specify the pin, same pin, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which should connect to our Arduino board. And in the next part, again, I made the loop. First, we will call the pin, call the numbers, and then make the loop based on that. Here, I set the counter equal to 10, which is greater than 0, and I'm going to count down. Here, then we are going to call the counter -1, which is going to count down, and then call the array of numbers, and we'll do it. Uh, I think you should do and analyze this code yourself. It will help you more how to do better with this. Let us see what should be the output. Output for up counter should be something like that, which will start from 0 to 9, and it shows the uh, output uh, as the first program on the 7 segment board like this. Okay, till here, what I tell you, we work with 1 digit. You know that sometimes we want to show 2 digit number, 3 digit number, 4 digit number. What should we do? Or better, we want to summarize our coding part. We don't want to write much more line in our code and use the specific library that before us they written for the 7 segment. What should we do? You know, they have done lots of nice job in Arduino board and make lots of library for sensors, for uh, any prefillers ready before, and we call it library. But how we should install that library? This is something that I will give you some brief and some um, part that just now you read, but I plan to give you more detail when we meet each other or uh, at the end of the lecture series. um, we can talk more regarding the type of the library that we can enter. You know, libraries are a collection of code that make it easy for you to connect to sensors, display module, etc. Any of them. For example, um, the built-in liquid crystal, which I will teach you tomorrow, make it easy to talk to character of the LCD display. There are hundreds of additional libraries available on internet to download. And they built in the library, and some of these additional library are listed in the some reference list that you can see that reference list. If you search the standard library on Arduino, you will see the lots of name with application that people have done before, and you can just simply use them. You will see, suppose there is some standard libraries like E2P RAM, Ethernet, Fremata, GSM, Liquid Crystal, SD, Servo, SPI, Soft Serial, Stepper, TFT, uh, which going for TFT screen, Wi-Fi, wire, and so on. And we have some special even libraries for some special Arduino module. Suppose for 101, we have some libraries which is specifically work on that. For DUI, suppose we have audio, which is just work on DUI. For DUI 0 and MKR 1000, we have USB host schedulers. For 0, suppose we have some specific one. That all this library you can see if you want from this link. This link, there is the big list, which in that they show you the name of the library and components. But question is that, okay, we found that we have the library. How we should insert that library? It's very simple. You can just open the sketch and import the library. This is something that you should do. From your IDE, just open the sketch and then include the library. And for this part that we just working on zip library for, you can select the zip file which you downloaded before and do it uh, and connect this library to your ID. Okay, then what we learn is that there is some ready-made library even for 7 segment, for liquid crystal, and so many modules. If we want to add them or install them inside of IDE, we should have this step. Sketch, include library, add zip library, and add that library. Where we should find the library, just search on Google, you can find. Okay. Now, before I start the second part for today lecture, let us have the first attendance for today, and then we will uh, um, talk regarding the how we should use um, 4 7 segment. What was our problem is that if I had more than one 7 segment, what should I do? Or mm, how I can run uh, turn on and off more than one 7 segment. To do this job, there is one library that they call it SafeSeg. How we should take that library? It's from here, from this link. You can download the library and even study that library, which with the help of that, you can run 2 to 4 7 segments. How to enter the library? Already I teach you how to do it. Just go for a sketch and enter the zip file for that. It's very simple. You can do it very fast. And then how we should work with that, I will teach you now. You know that the hardware part for 4 7 segments or 6 7 segments, it's something like this. There is some pins that we call it digital pins 4 3 2 1 and A B C D E F G E P as the common part of our 7 segment. I work based on one specific module that we call it 5421, something like that. This is the name of this module. And as you see that in multi-digit display, one segment pin is something like that, and another one is just to control. Okay, means that if I want to work on this 7 segment, first I should call it and then send the value of A, B, C, D, E, F, G to that. If I want to work on this, first I should call it and then send the A, B, C, D, E, F, G value and so on. So it's something like that. You will call the person, give it the task. Call the person, give it the task. And assume each person has the digits of this 7 segment part. Okay. Then multi-digit display have the separate common pins for each digit, and they are the digit pins that you can turn on and off by switching the digit pins on that. How we should connect? It's also very simple. Like this, you can connect to the ONO, and you need the pins D1, D2, D3, and D4 to connect to the some 1K resistor which limits the currents through the LED. And based on this connection, you can connect your 7 segments. Here I show you how to work with this library, I mean SEPSEG as an example number 4. In this code, we set the number of digits in line 5 with num-digit number 4. It means that I'm going to use 4 digits of my 7 segment. And on the after that, since that multi-digit display use the digit pins, we also need to define which Arduino pin will connect to these digital pins. These are D1, D2, D4, which connect to pin number 10, pin number 11, and pin number 12. And next part, I should say that which pin is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, which I connect like this. Pin number 9, pin number 2, number 3, 5, 6, 8, 7, and 4. As you will see, these 11 pins of Arduino are engaged with uh, 4 digits of 7 segments. Okay. Even it's better that you do these settings. All these are something that we can call the settings for the library that we have, and we should do it before working with that. Suppose my L7 segment is common cathode, and then there is the string, which based on that I can say the hardware configuration, number of digit, digit pin, 7 segment, and registers on segment, something like that, that you can put. And then we can have some brightness or some numbers, how much you want to shine. And then you will see that the coding for that is not difficult. Just set the numbers from 4999 to 3 and then refresh display. Then this number will put the decimal place from the rightmost of the digits that we have. Very simple. With having the library, you can work with 4 digits of 7 segments very nicely. Again, um, here to complete for today lecture, I give you one task, which based on that you can work with one sensors and one uh, 4 digit 7 segment as the display. What is example number 5? In example number 5, I'm going to read some value from analog pin and show it on my 7 segment part. Some input and some output job, which is the first complete project that we will start to work here. As you see, I written the codes here for you. Just now, I don't want that you understand whole part, but some part you can understand. Suppose some part of this project is related that how the thermistor or that sensor is working, which has some calculation. You can read on the net, but really here it's not our topic. We will talk later in some sensor session that we can have in practical real lectures. But here, just I want that you see the application and work up 7 seg library. In that, same thing I have done as the setting, number of the bits, registers, and which pins are connect, and then calling. And here just I do the analog read, then put it in some formula, and after that print the number on my 7 segments like that. This will output the temperature in Fahrenheit, and to display the temperature, suppose in the Celsius, you can work on line 28 and change the formula of this calculation. See one more example, which I don't want that you do it for task, but I want that you know this, that as you see, if I'm going even to use the library, I should engage 11 pins, 11 digital pins of my Arduino board. And if you remember, we have 2 pin for serial that we cannot work with that. It means that all the digital pins of my Arduino is gone. Then what should I do? It should be some better way to summarize the pin or use the less number of pin. That method is using the multiplexer. And how we can use it simply by just adding the one ICs, which we call it 74595, and then through this multiplexer we can add it to the uh, 7 segment, and then how many pin I need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Just by 7 pin, I can do the job of 11 pin. Means that as you can see, I have some more pin that suppose I can turn on and off some relay or some motors, which we will work on this later. This is not something that you should do. Just I wanted you to uh, know it and see that there is also some other job. Okay, for today lecture is okay. Just I want that we see some video regarding the Arduino application as we planned before, and then after that we will talk regarding the task. Okay, see some application of Arduino with the help of Bluetooth and some robot which they plan the trajectory of robots. It will start from one place and then put it to the other place. It can be project number one. Even some better gripper work, which they can control it by Bluetooth and then carrying the various object and various parts. Okay, it's one nice project that people can do. Another project can be removing pictures of that people, you can use the Arduino joystick and taking the camera and even take some um, photo. It's just working based on two servo motors. This is something that that camera takes. Suppose if they want to work on advertisement job or any some movie job, some professional movie, they can use the Arduino based on this. Next one can be these ant robots, which hexapod robots, which working on based on the Arduino part, and they can control it and it can move, as you can see here. It's nothing by servo motor. I will teach you how to work with servo motor and also Bluetooth. You can make this even. It's not difficult. Various job they can do and with this Arduino and coding of that. Another job suppose could be some reshape of the or making the shape of some metal like this. Again, they use the Arduino part to make this wire shape or wire bending machine. The controlling parts of this system is based on Arduino, and they just make the entering commands and all with the help of Arduino. It's also a nice job. Another things that we saw, they use one module that we call it NRF. This is the wireless communication that you can run and control your robots or any machines or tools with the help of Arduino and do the coding for that. Or you can make some robots which work based on Arduino and they can move and control by your NRF module. One more thing will be this gimbal, they call it. Gimbal is the some tools that can tune its position. It's very nice application which can used in various professional work like that. Okay, these are was the project that we saw. This is task number 9, but I want that you do it with task number 10 on Monday, means that tomorrow or the day after. On Monday, you can send these for me, not for tomorrow because you don't have time, I know. For tomorrow, as Friday lecture, also we have task number 10. Then after task number 10, we will shift to uh, task book. Okay, that was for today lecture. Um, I will share these slides again on our group. You can see it and again do the simulation job as usual. And based on that, uh, I will give you the mark and also send you the email. Uh, that is second thing is that I think now it's okay. Just we can have one more attendance because some of you I didn't see. I think maybe after turning this off, maybe we can do it better.